G'day, this is VK2MUF, name here is Rob, and in this video I'm going to show you how to set up profiles and explain a little bit why you would do it in the SharkRF Openspot. So what I'll first do is come over to the spot and set it up. I'll power it on, I should say. And I'll see the status lights blinking away there while it boots up. And we'll wait for that to happen. And then what we want to do is come over to the IP address of the spot. Now a nifty trick, and this is only because I've pre-configured this, but a nifty trick to figure out what the spot IP address is if you don't do it. In this case I've got my trusty Yaesu FT70D Fusion Portable. So you hold down the TX button and hit your star key, which is this band one. You can see the red star beside it. Hit the band and then A, or the F key, and that'll tell me the reflector.
Profile 1 ready.
Or the profile that I'm connected to. That wasn't what I wanted. Let's try that again. We'll go star and B button.
Openspot IP address 192.168.168.39.
Okay, so you can see there it gives away the I'll leave that in frame there, why not? Just the top of it. Yeah, we'll just leave that there for now. So let's try that. We'll plug that into our browser. And look, if you're brand new to the spot, I would have thought you'd be watching some other videos before this one. But if you're brand new to it, the startup guide's pretty good. Their manuals are pretty good for how to get on here in the first place and set the IP address. So cracking on with it, why would we want to set up profiles? Well, if you think of profiles, just like, I guess, radio presets on a stereo in a car. Now, you have a preset for each station. The Openspot allows 5 presets. You can see the bottom left here. I have already set some up. And why would you do it? Basically, you can save the connector that you connected to, the modem settings that you've got set up, and basic power levels. Basically, everything gets saved against that profile. So what it allows you to do is quickly switch between profiles, and basically each profile will remember the settings that you had on it. So this one in particular I've got set up as a SharkRF server. You can see the client connectors set there. The modem set to C4FM, could be set to anything we want. And then, if you switch to another profile, you could have different settings in there. You might have a different frequency, you might have your modem in a safer DMR, you might have a DMR radio and want to put it in DMR mode. And the other interesting thing with it is the network side of things. It will also save your wireless settings that you have set up for each profile type. So that can be handy if you're out and about. The Openspot is pretty good for automatically switching between the various different Wi-Fi SSIDs you've connected to before. If one's stronger than the other or one disappears, that often happens to me when I'm going out for a walk or coming back from a walk. Using the hotspot on my phone, and then you do get a momentary dropout while it switches to the other Wi-Fi. Anyway, so how do you actually set it up? If you come into settings, you can see here you've got profile names. I don't remember off the top of my head what these defaults are, but I think it'll say profile 1, 2, 3, something along those lines, something generic. And you come in here and give them a name of what you want. Now, in my case, I've decided, there's a SharkRF server I connect to, a YSF reflector, P25, DMR mark and brand mic. So they're the main ones that I'm switching between. The other benefit of setting it up like this with the profiles is, depending on the radio you've got, and all of this information's in the manual, I've looked into it for the Yaesu Fusion Portable with a DTMF keypad. Basically, I can change between profiles from the radio itself without having to, get the phone out of the pocket and browse to the Spot's interface and change it that way, which you can do as well. And you saw how easy it was to read the IP, so that always is the option to crack the phone out. And sometimes if you've joined a connector that has a lot of traffic going on, you don't get a gap to be able to send the DTMF keys or tones, because you do need a gap in the traffic. So yeah, sometimes there is a need to still go into the interface. Basically, you set up all the profiles, and what I suggest, like in my case for all of these, I've currently got it set up to use the Fusion radio. So I'm not changing any of the modem settings between these profile or the Wi-Fi settings for that matter. All I've really changed is the connectors. So what I found is the easiest thing to do is set up one profile first, and then you see you've got this copy function. So literally you set up your first profile, call it profile whatever, profile 1. We're in profile 1 now. You come across, you set up your wireless connection that you want again, your modem type and settings, your power outputs, your frequencies, call signs, everything. Set that up the way you want it, and the reflector that you want for that particular or connector that you want for that particular one. And once you've got that all right for that first profile, you can then say copy. So if majority of your settings aren't changing between profiles, you can very easily just set up the base settings like your Wi-Fi and your modem settings for your RF side of it the way you want it. As much as you know that you're going to repeat between the profiles, and then you can literally come down here and say basically copy one profile from one to the other. And once you do that, you get your base settings, and then you can come over to here and change. So that's how you change. You just select it. It'll say change profile. Now this is also detailed in the manual, but it will trigger the Spot to reboot. And I'm not sure, let's have a look if you can see the status light on the camera or not. We've got the green breathing light, which is indicating everything's connected and okay. When I hit change profile, it's actually going to do a quick reboot, and you can see it.
Openspot profile 2 ready.
You can see there that it's done the switch, and now it's trying to establish the connection.
Openspot connected to YSF reflector 43110.
And because I've got voice announcements turned on the radio, it's and you can see we got the nice green breathing light there, and that was pretty quick, probably 10-15 seconds. And because we've got the voice announcements on the Spot, which is on by default, the radio also gave us that positive confirmation that it had connected. But yeah, when you first do that copy, obviously it's going to copy the connector that you copied it, or whichever profile you copied it from. So I literally just came in here and changed to whatever connector I wanted. And in my case, the modem settings, you can see actually the power level's different. So the power level is lower when I'm on the YSF reflector, and that's really just for how far I'm away from the Spot when I'm walking around the house. But everything else, the network, like the Wi-Fi that it's connected to, is the same. So you literally step through each of once you do the copy, I suggest you set up one with your base settings, copy it to the other 4, and then go and select each one by one and change whatever you want to.
Openspot profile 3 ready.
And I'll turn the radio off so it's not interrupting us with those voice announcements. But literally you go through each profile, and in my case all I changed was the connector that it was connected to. Once this one comes back up, it's taking a little while to do its refresh this time around. And we've got the green breathing light on the Spot again, so we know we're back up. Just did a little refresh there. You can see I've set this one up as the P25 reflector. Now if I go and change anything in the settings here while I've got that profile selected, it will automatically save that against that profile and remember it next time you switch to that profile. So basically it's saving the state of the spot. Now the other really cool thing about this is you can do it with the DMR radios and a couple of others as well, which is detailed in the manual, but I'll cover it off with the Yaesu here. You can actually switch between profiles from the radio. So to do that, let's get the radio in frame properly here. To do that, we hold down the TX button and keep it depressed while we're hitting the keys. We hit our star button, which is indicating there's a command to follow, and that command button is configurable in the Openspot. It is the default is star. So we hold down TX, we hit the star, and then we hit A or the F key here, and then we hit the profile number that we actually want. If we just hold down TX, hit the star and hit the A key, it'll tell us what profile we're currently on. So we might try that first if we're not sure what profile is the spot currently on. Do a little TX. A.
Openspot, profile 3, ready.
Okay, so it's telling us we're on profile 3 and it's happy. So say we want to move back to profile 1. I would simply go hold TX, star A1 and release.
Openspot, profile 1, ready.
So it's switching to the profile, and we'll see that the spot will reboot. We look at the status lights there.
Openspot connected to SharkRF IP server.
And then we got the positive connect. We've got our green light back again. And likewise, if I want to go to, I think I've got 4 as DMR mark. Soon find out.
Openspot, profile 4, ready.
Go.
Openspot connected to DVM server.
Okay, so yep, DVM server, that's actually connected. You saw the screen changing at the same time there. We're actually connected to DMR mark now. So there you go. It's as simple as that. So hopefully that helps when and how you may choose to use profiles. You could also use it to connect to different Wi-Fi modes. So forget about the other wireless that might be around. If there's one in particular you want it to force it to and not jump across to, that's another feature of it. So yeah, hopefully that helps. It's certainly, I find it operating a nice quick way, particularly if I'm moving about and don't want to get my phone out of my pocket. I can do that just straight from the radio itself, providing no one's TXing, of course. And just probably a note there too, when you do TX and press your asterisk key, I'll just turn that radio off in case someone decides to talk there. When you do hit that asterisk key, it will no longer send those DTMF tones to whatever you're connected to, but that initial key up, it will register on that network that you have transmitted just for the split second it takes you to hit the asterisk key. So yeah, hopefully you found that helpful. 73.